This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the DC Multiverse Collect and Connect Lobo figure. Now as you can see, I finally reviewed all the other figures from this wave. Now it's time to take all the pieces that I have here and put them all together to get our awesome kick-ass Lobo figure. So what are we waiting for? Let's build ourselves an action figure. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the main man, Lobo. Now, this is a figure that I think a lot of people have been dying to get because the real last Lobo we got in the line, I believe, was the old SDCC one, which was just really hard to get for a lot of people and goes for a decent amount of money now, so he's a little tricky. So I think this is a good way for people now to get the Lobo character. Now, I don't have the SCCC one in my hands, but I know this one is smaller than that original version. But let's see how this holds up, because I think this actually looks really, really cool. The aesthetics and whatnot look great. I love this build and whatnot. This actually does scale with your Masters of the Universe Classics. It is an exact same scale, actually, and does use a lot of the same molding. So if I bring in like my Masters of the Universe Faker, you can even see like the scale, the arms and whatnot. The whole upper torso is done in with the Masters of the Universe Buck. So that's pretty much what that is. So it scales pretty well with those guys if you wanted to, you know, mix in Lobo with those guys if you really wanted to. Which I can kind of see, honestly. He could be the biker of Eternia, I don't know. But everything else looks great. I love the head sculpts right there, especially this one right here with the goggles. I think it looks really, really nice. I like that a lot. The red eyes, his little Celtic cross, or Iron Cross, excuse me, necklace, again, a la He-Man, so that could work out. The vest, I think, looks really, really cool. I like that a ton with the spikes and whatnot. So for you customizers out there, this vest is a separate piece, and that could be used for something really nice. I dig that a bit. There's a little bit of wash on there, you can see. Looks really, really good. His little crotch piece with the skull above it just looks nice. The paint detail on this guy is really good. I really dig what they did there. The gloves and all the silver, and his brass knuckles and whatnot. The blue jeans look great. These boots look killer. I love those with those shin guards and those big skull knee pads. Just look fantastic. Tread on the feet. You got the spiked toes and whatnot, even on the heel. I think all this came out really freaking good, and I like this a ton. That worked out great. So we do get interchangeable heads. We do get this head with the goggles right here. Again, I think it looks really nice. That's my preferred head. The hair sculpt looks great on all of these. So it is a little tricky. To take off, it's easy. That's the easy part. The necklace does come off. To get this other one back on, it's a little tight, so you kind of have to get it on there and use some strength, because it is honestly kind of a pain in the butt. So let me see. There, you got to give it a little twist, like so, and yeah, there you go. Then that's the thing I'm having trouble with too, is when you're doing that, the necklace kind of gets in the way and whatnot. But there you go. So that works out pretty good. And now you have the head right there with the hair a little more in the eyes like that, and without the goggles. So that works out pretty good. One thing I have noticed is that the torso on mine is a little loosey-goosey. It's not broken or anything like that. It just doesn't fit as tightly on that peg as I'd like. So when you're kind of posing around and whatnot, it just kind of pops off pretty easy. So that's a little bit of an issue. But all you have to do is pop it back down and you're good to go. My favorite thing about this, though, is this hook This thing is really cool. This nice darkened metal and whatnot. The detail in that is just crazy good. I love that a ton. The paint apps look great, but it comes with this really long actual metal chain, which is fantastic. Look at that thing. Look how long that is. Look how much actual metal chain you get with this guy for that one weapon. That's insane, and I love that so much. So you can actually hold the hook in either his hands or the chain and whatnot. You'll see some pictures toward the end of the video where you see the chain kind of like wrapped around him and things like that. I just think that works out great. That is an awesome accessory. I didn't expect, first of all, I love when they get real metal chain with things like this, but I didn't expect to get that much of it. That's like very Spawn-like with all these chains and whatnot. So very excited about that, and that really does add to the whole appreciation and value of this figure, because I think that kicks ass. So very, very cool. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation. So the head is on that ball joint. It kind of rolls around like so. It does turn left or right. It is a little tight. It does go up and down a decent amount. It doesn't really rock. Arms can go full 360, up and out about that far. Rotation at the bicep. Single bend at the elbow. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get an ab crunch that goes forward that much. Back, see what I'm saying? It just kind of pops off the peg like that, but it bends back very nice, again, because it's getting that Motuck buck like that. Rotation at the waist, hip joints that kick forward that much. This whole crotch piece is a softer plastic, so that's nice. Back about that far, can do the splits, very, very nice. It does rotate a little bit on that awkward peg, so you can get a little bit of rotation out of that. We get a single bend at the knee. We get rotation at the ankle a little bit. Ankles go up and down, and a slight ankle rocker. So overall, I think this guy is so rad. I absolutely love this piece. I just think this came out great. Again, it's a good alternate if you don't have the SDCC version that came out years ago. Again, he's smaller than that version, but I still think this one came out fantastic. This is definitely one of the better Build-A-Figures that Mattel's put out lately, and I think this guy's just so kick-ass. So I think he's incredibly cool, and I think he is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCMC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a Masters of the Universe Classics Faker figure. And for your multiverse comparison, here he is standing next to all four figures from this wave that I've already previously reviewed. Now, if I had to rank all 5 pieces from this wave, coming at the number 5 spot, I'd have to give it to Kid Flash. Mostly because he's my least favorite character. That's not to say he's a bad figure by any means, he's just my least favorite from this particular wave. And at number 4, I'm gonna have to give it to Kyle Rayner, which really sucks because that's my personal favorite Green Lantern. He is a really cool figure, and I'm super stoked that we got him in his original gear. It just sucks that my personal version right here has some QC issues with the hand falling off and just completely unable to ab crunch to the point that he might break. That really sucks for me. At the number 3 spot, I'm gonna have to give it to Superman. That's a really cool figure, and I'm stoked that we got that version in the Multiverse line finally. I do wish he was a little bulkier, and I really wish his head could freaking look up like all flying figures should, but still, he's a pretty kick-ass piece. And at number 2, I'm gonna give it to Batman Beyond. Batman is my all-time favorite character, and I'm stoked that we got an updated version of Beyond in the Multiverse line. I think it's cool that he really has wings now, and we got Batarangs. It just sucks that he didn't get new scopes. They were just reused pieces from a previous Beyond figure. That's pretty much the reason why he didn't get the number 1 spot, even though he truly kicks ass. And at number 1, I'm gonna give it to the main man, Lobo. That piece is awesome. I love the Masters of the Universe buck that they used. He's just packed with detail, articulation, and I love his chain hook. This is a great piece to own, especially if you don't have the SDCC version, and I think he's truly kick-ass, and that's why he's number one. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the DC Multiverse Collect and Connect Lobo figure. Now overall, I think this is a really kick-ass piece from Mattel. They've done a pretty good job with this figure. He's got a great sculpt, really detailed paint, nice articulation, and I freaking love that chain hook. That is one of the best accessories I've ever seen in DC Multiverse or even DC Universe Classics. It's just very well done. I love the fact that they utilize the Masters of the Universe buck, which works out perfectly for this character. Yeah, he's a little smaller than the SDCC version, but he's still very cool, and I think he's a great addition to your DC collection. So I give this figure a rating of 4 Bat Bombs out of 5. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.